Hi, I'm T.R. Williams, County Executive.
Hi, I'm Keith Durham, Mayor of the City of Lawrenceburg, the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the home of David Crockett.
Hi everybody, I'm Alan Betts. I'm host president of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series held in Lawrenceburg.
On behalf of the citizens of Lawrence County,
I want to welcome you to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series.
PSEC Productions, in association with K2 Media, proudly presents the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network and X Sports TV Online. Now, live from the birthplace of Southern gospel music and the land of Crockett, with Stanley Wilson, here's J.P. Plant.
At center field, number 12, Miguel Hayes.
And welcome back into the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Game 3 of 4 from Denver Trapp Field on X Sports TV 1 and on 105.3 The X in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, and we are glad to have you with us this afternoon. JP Plant alongside Stanley Wilson. And Stanley, we've got the visitors today, the boys from Glacier, Montana, as they have already played one game today, taking on the East Tennessee champs from Giles County. As you can see if you're watching, the Giles County boys are being announced right now, and they are coming off a heartbreaker loss to the team from Lake Jackson, Texas. 6-5 in 10 innings. Played on Tom Cruise Field. They had to pick up their stuff, move it over to Denver Trapp Field, and get warmed up. And now they got to play another baseball game. It's a tough spot.
Yeah, it is a tough spot, and they like you said, they not only was it a tough loss, but it was an extra inning. So they've been playing some extra baseball today, and now they got to turn right around and play some more.
Yes, indeed, and of course. Glacier, Montana coming in 0-2, and Giles County coming in as 0-3 as they lost to California late last night. And then on opening day to Sarasota, Florida, in a tough game, they left, I think, the bases loaded in the bottom half of that last inning, had a couple of chances. So I tell you, they have been a gritty baseball team, has Giles County, in two of those games. It just couldn't come out and get that win. So very competitive from the East Tennessee champs.
Yeah, but you got to have something to show for it, and unfortunately they haven't. They've been in the game, and last night's game, with the exception of California, but give the guys from Pulaski a lot of credit. They have really gutted it out, and they're going to have to do it again today here against this Montana team.
Yeah, without a doubt. And again, we want to welcome in our friends from the Pacific Northwest listening in on 95.9 Hank FM from Kalispell, Montana. And also our neighbors to the east, our sister station, 106.7 WKSR, blasting all over Giles County and Pulaski, Tennessee. So we welcome you all into the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, we'll go ahead and get into our starting lineups, brought to you by First Farmers Bank. For the life you lead. For the visitors on the scoreboard from the Northwest, Austin Green will lead off. Playing second, Thomas Helwig is playing third and hits second. Tarek Bistido is at short, and he hits third. Max Smiley hits cleanup, batting, playing left field. In right field, Logan Colladaychuk hits fifth. Matthew Morrison gets the start at first base, hitting sixth. Quentin Shriver is the catcher, and he is hitting seventh. Caleb Meehan will bat eighth. In center, Luke Schweiger, the extra hitter, hits ninth. And Brandon Thomas is the pitcher, and he is hitting 10th. For Giles County, Miguel Hayes leads off playing center. Bryce Gibson is at shorts, hitting second. Blade Matthews is hitting third. Mac Young is cleanup hitter. Max Jett hits playing first, will hit fifth. Jason Hamilton bats sixth. And Sam Hatfield will be on the mound for Giles County. He bats seventh. Sam Carden is in right, hitting eighth. And David Irwin is hitting ninth and will be playing catcher. We'll take a timeout for the opening ceremony first pitches and the national anthem. We'll take a 3-minute break. A 3-minute break across our network. Again, a 3-minute break. We'll be back for the first pitch and the keys to the game after this.
Sportsmanlike conduct.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
People all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture.
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Our officials for tonight's game, calling the plate will be Patrick Moore, and at first base will be Kelby McCaleb.
And welcome you back inside Bobby Brewer Park in Denver Trap Field, our Parks Lover broadcast position, as we get ready for Game 3 of 4 today at Denver Trap Field. Features the team from Glacier, Montana, the Pacific Northwest champs, versus the East Tennessee champs from Giles County, our neighbor 20 miles to the east of Lawrenceburg, as national anthem sung by a Pulaski native, and then the Giles County mayor Pat Ford throughout the first pitch this afternoon, as we're getting ready for baseball. And Stan, let's check on those keys to tonight's game.
Yeah, these keys to the game brought to you by Williams Auto Sales and Auto Credit. Next time you're looking for a car or truck, go see Bobby or Raleigh for your new set of keys. Well, for Giles County, it's trying to get over the heartbreaker loss they did in 10 innings against Texas, the Lake Jackson team. And they got to come back over here. They're going to be the home team, and it'll be in the field first. And they have got to recompose themselves and kind of reboot their systems and get ready to play some baseball against Montana. Montana, they played in the first game today and took a little break, but they will want to jump out on this Giles County team knowing that they just got through playing a game, so look for them to try to do something early here.
Yeah, they just finished a 10-inning game against the team from Texas, falling 6-5 over Tom Cruise Field. Had to pick up their bats and equipment and bring them over here. So typically, I mean, it's easy to say you go one or two ways, but there's usually no place in the middle after an emotional win or loss. So they could come out game bangers, or They could come out a little flat, and rightfully so, but we'll see what happens here. Glacier, Montana looking for their first win. Giles County looking for their first win. Again, we welcome in those listening in Kalispell, Montana, 95.9 Hank FM, and in Pulaski and Giles County on 106.7 WKSR. Welcome into the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. Our first pitch is low for a ball from Sam Hatfield. We're underway at 6:04 p.m. Central Time from Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the Babe Ruth World Series. Austin Green, leadoff hitter for Montana, takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count even now at 1-1. And that pitch is going to be in there for a strike. And games 13 and 14 kicking off right now in the Babe Ruth World Series. There's a little chopper back to Hatfield. On the mound, over to Jett at first in time to retire the first batter. 1-3 on the putout for Giles County. Your defensive alignment for the boys from Pulaski looks like this. David Irwin behind the plate. Sam Hatfield on the mound. Third base, Blade Matthews. Bryce Gibson at short. Mac Young at second. Max Jett is at first. We'll get the outfield after this pitch. To Thomas Helwig is low for a ball. Outfield is Jason Hamilton in left, Miguel Hayes in center, and Sam Carden is in right. Helwig takes the 1-0 over for a strike, even now at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And that comes over for a strike. Count even at 1-2. Due to 8 games being played today, the umpires are kind of rotating. They're going 2 per game instead of the regular 3 to give at least one person a rest during every game as that ball is outside 2-2.
We couldn't do that with announcers?
You get to sit down the whole game if you want to. There's a pop chopper to the left side. Count remains at 2-2.
Well, the weather's cleared out. This weather report brought to you by Martin Methodist College, providing an education that's personal.
Here's the pitch. Line drive gets inside the baseline for Thomas Helwig. He's rounding first, and now he's going to try for it as Hamilton bobbles it in left. And so we'll go with a double on that one from Tommy Helwig.
That's what the Montana bunch wants to do right here, jump out on them. It's 84 degrees right now, and it's cooling off as we speak. And all the clouds have kind of separated and gone their own ways. We did not see any rain here, which is kind of a miracle.
First pitch is...
Some phones have it at 79 degrees.
I was just noticing the difference. Your phone has 84, mine has 79. Tomato, right?
It feels good right now.
Yes, it does. There's a ground to the left side of the infield. Going to be a deep throw from Gibson, and not in time as it falls in the dirt. And I think that was a bang play, probably an infield hit. Moving to third was Helwig.
Yep, they're going to give him a hit there. Well, Max Smiley going to come to the plate, JP, with a chance to do some damage here with runners at the corners.
So time is asked for and called by the hitter. As runners are at the corner.
Runner's going to get to second base on a catcher's indiscretion.
Yep, that is Terry Bistido. Pitch was out a ball. So Bistido stands at second. As that pitch into Smiley now a ball 2-0. Quick worker is Hatfield. And now it's 3-0. To the cleanup hitter from Glacier, Montana, Max Smiley. There's a line drive. Gibson coming up with it onto first in time. It's good enough to get Helwig in. from third, and Montana gets on the board first here in the top of the first. They lead Giles County, Tennessee 1-0.
It was a hard hit ball, but right to the shortstop, Gibson, and he made a good play on it and threw him out, but the run does score, so it's up 1-0 here.
Bistodeau stays at second, and Logan Colliday-Chuck steps into the batter's box. And first pitch to him was a ball. Sam Hatfield on the mound, looks back towards second. Now comes to the plate. The righty fouls it off. Colliday-Chuck off his leg. Glacier in there, gray uniforms again, same one we've seen. Gray jerseys, black sleeves, gray pants with black trim. The 1-1 is going to be a little low and outside for a ball. 2-1. Turned out to be a beautiful evening. That pitch is fouled off his foot again. And they are underway on Tom Cruise Field. We're about to be underway. No, they're underway over there.
Lake Jackson and Sarasota.
That's right. Lake Jackson, Texas, Sarasota, Florida. That pitch is driven into right center field. Bistodeau will round third and score easily on the single from Colliday-Chuck, and it's 2-0 Montana. Had a feeling, Stanley, we talked about it in the beginning, that, you know, the two kind of different convergences coming on this into this game. Giles County with the blowout last night up till midnight, the 10-inning game today that just finished, and the first pitch for Morrison is in there for a strike and a stolen base there by Colliday-Chuck. And Montana coming in, kind of getting their feet wet. They had to wait so long just to play their first game. I think they kind of got it figured out. Seems like the two are kind of colliding right now, going in opposite directions. And that ball gets past Irwin just a bit, and Colliday-Chuck now stands at third.
Yeah, you're probably right, JP. It kind of that was a heartbreaker of a loss that we've mentioned a dozen times already for Giles County, but they've got to find a way to get something back here. There's a swing and a miss by Morrison.
The count goes to 1-2. But they've shown to be a gritty bunch as the team from Giles County. There's a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Bryce Gibson up with it and over to Jet to retire the batter and the side. Not before Montana jumps out first. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Giles County comes to the plate when we return to Lawrenceburg in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. This all on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, 106.7 WKSR in Pulaski, and in Montana, 95.9 Hank FM.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
And we welcome you back to Lawrenceburg in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Got Montana and Giles County, Tennessee. Miguel Hayes, Bryce Gibson, and Blade Matthews, the first three up for Giles County. And Montana looks this way defensively. Thomas Helwig is at third. Tarek Bistido is at short. Austin Green at second. Matthew Morrison at first. The outfield from left to right. Max Smiley, Caleb Meehan, and Logan Colladaychuk. Quentin Shriver is behind the plate, and on the mound for Montana, Brandon Thomas. Get the start. Is that right? They changed that on us? It is Drew Scherer, actually, with the start. All right. Lineup card had Thomas. So we got Scherer, unless he changed numbers, but no, that is Scherer. Number 31, first pitch is a strike over to Miguel Hayes. Or correction, it is a ball, 1-0 the count. Now 2-0, as that one is low.
Well, Montana wants to get a 1-2-3 inning here and get back in the dugout. And Giles County's looking for some offense right here. Get those 2 runs back.
Big cut there by Hayes. Swing and a miss. I tell you, these Giles County boys are really excited. We talked to, 3 or 4 of them, Stanley, on Exports Live.
Yeah.
About a week and a half ago. Over at
the Outlook.
The Outlook, yeah. In Pulaski. That pitch is inside for a ball. 3-1. And they were really excited. Coach Jamie Whitworth, really impressed with this facility over here, too. That pitch is fouled away. They came over and played 2, if you will, scrimmage against the team from Lawrence County. A friendly, as they call in soccer. Scoreboard was not on. They played it friendly. Got used to the dimensions here. It's a swing and a miss by Hayes. And Scherer, looking good out of the gate, gets Hayes.
Good breaking ball right there.
But one thing Whitworth said after our interview there is at Sunshine, something we've talked about it is very piercing if you're in left field, third, and short. As the first pitch to Bryce Gibson is low for a ball.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that's just the way it is. But something he noticed, and sure enough, they've got the time right now. The first few innings is going to be right into the teeth of that sun. And there's something that's driven into left center field by Bryce Gibson. He rounds first. He's going to try to go for 2. Throw out in left center field. Not made cleanly, and I think he had it anyway. So a double for Bryce Gibson with 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
Good hustle by Gibson getting around first base and motoring on into second base and sliding in hard. So they got a runner in scoring position here with 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
So the hitter will be Blade Matthews with 1 out, runner at second. Nasty curveball by Scherer. Matthews tried to wait on, just couldn't get it. 0-1 the count. Two 2-0 your score, Montana over Giles County. We're at the bottom of the first inning. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Game 3 of 4 today. There's a ground ball. Coming up with it is Green. On to first to retire the batter, Matthews. Moving to third is Gibson, but there are 2 outs as Mac Young will stride to the plate for Giles County.
Well, he tried to hit it. He hit it behind the runner. He tried to hit it up the middle. Green came over and made a good play on it. But it did advance the runner to third, but as you said, there's 2 outs.
All right, the pitch is low and outside, ball 1 to Mac Young.
Batting now, number 30, Mac Young.
Strike on the outside corner. Count even at 1-1. That one just misses. 2-1. Bryce Gibson is the runner at third, who doubled and then moved over to third on a fielder's choice. Oh, pretty curveball.
Ooh, in there. Took a little bit off of it and just broke right over the plate.
Count even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled away by Young. JP Plant, Stanley Wilson here with you from Denver Trap Field, the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Another curveball. Hellwig off his glove, trying to get his Bistido, not in time. I think it had a little spin on it, and Gibson scores from third. Giles County gets on the board now. It's 2-1. Montana with the lead.
Yeah, it had a little English on it, as you said. Tough play at third base for Hellwig. They're going to give him an error. So Giles County gets one of those runs back that they gave up at the top of the first. And they still got a runner on, but with 2 out.
So Young is at first, as Stanley mentioned. The hitter is Max Jett. That ball is lifted into right field. Going out to get it is Colliday. Chuck makes a nice grab to retire the batter and the side. We played 1, Montana 2, Giles County 1. We'll be back with the second inning when we return to Lawrenceburg in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series right after this.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
Welcome back to Denver Trap Field in the Babe Ruth World Series, live from our broadcast position built by Parks Lumber. 2-1 Montana over Giles County. Let's take a look at that field condition, Stanley.
Yep, look at your field condition dimensions brought to you by Express Med Urgent and Primary Care. Convenient, fast, painless. Express Med. Are you sick? They're quick. 336 down the lines, 375 to dead center field. And let me tell you, I see dust out there where they were dragging the field a while ago, so it's drying out nicely.
That is a good sign. First pitch to Quentin Shriver is a swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1 the count. There's a grounder. Gibson from short on to first in time for the outs. One gone in the second.
That wind has kicked up a little bit here. Kind of blowing in from left field.
Yeah, we dodged some weather late in the second game.
But we could see it on the horizon.
Yeah.
All the rain over there where the practice fields are for the soccer and football teams for Lawrence County High School, but it never got here.
Caleb Meehan, the hitter. First pitch from Hatfield is outside for a ball.
The crowd saw it too and started hustling out and getting their umbrellas out, but
scurrying along.
Never came one
right.
drop.
There's a line drive into center field. Hayes going to have to let it fall in front of him. And so a single for Caleb Meehan for Montana, their fourth hit of the ball game. Yeah, that weather literally across the street could have been a different story.
But we're getting revenge for having the rain set on us for 24 hours.
We were due for a break. Oh, they've got him picked off, but they missed the tag. missed the tag. Caleb Meehan was leaning towards second, and the throw was a little high. Jet just swiped and missed him.
So they got something going on here.
This time, no leaning from Meehan. Another throw over by Sam Hatfield. Hatfield comes to the plate. There goes the runner. Hit and run is on. Gibson, one place to go, and that's to first. Now trying to go to third is Meehan because nobody's covering, and he makes it there easily. Heads-up play.
That's what you call a heads-up play. Exactly right, JP. The third baseman, I don't know what he was doing. He came in, and Meehan recognized that there was nobody there at third base, and he hustled on down there. So he's 90 feet away now.
Yeah, with 2 outs, and the hitter is Brandon Thomas. No correction. That is Scher.
Drew Scher, the pitcher.
That's right. There was a change up in their lineup. Two 2-0 the count. Either change the lineup or we're just too tired. Pitch is fouled away. 2-1 the count. Game 3 of 4 today. As we try to catch up after about a 25-hour rain delay that began Friday evening at 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. And we didn't get baseball till Saturday at 6. There's a strike on the inside corner. 2-2 the count, played till midnight last night. And then kick things off again at noon today. There's a ground ball. Does it get through? No. Gibson up with it. On to first in time for the third out of the inning.
They need to find somebody else to hit it to.
I know. Meehan gets on but is stranded. And your score remains Montana 2, Giles County 1. This is the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, out of Kalispell, Montana, 95.9 Hank FM, and in Pulaski, Tennessee, 106.7 WKSR. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series from our Park Slumber broadcast position on Exports TV, presented in part by Valentine Enterprises and First Tennessee Bank. Giles County, Tennessee, stepping in the batter's box. They trail 2-1. It will be Jason Hamilton stepping in the batter's box. Fouls away the first one. His first plate appearance. That pitch is low. And the count now 1-2. That is low as well. 2-2. I asked you earlier about what the special of the day is at the concession stand. They finally got their bologna as that pitch is fouled away. Carl Counts, who's heading up the Kiwanis Concessions effort, mainly doing the cooking, been doing barbecue and pork tenderloin, ribeye sandwiches prime rib sandwiches on the first day. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Gets Hamilton looking. First out of the inning. That'll bring up Sam Hatfield. Well, the bologna has arrived.
Yep, smoked bologna.
Smoked bologna sandwiches at the Kiwanis concession stand while they last. As long as they keep Chris Sockwell out of the booth.
I think he's on his third one right now.
2-1 your score. Hatfield the hitter. One out here in the bottom of the second. There's a strike on the outside corner. Count now 1-2. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3. And Scherer starting to deal here in the second inning. So Sam Carden steps up in the batter's box. First pitch. Right to Drew Scherer. What an inning for Drew. And I'm sure his dad and family, Matt, listening in Big Fork, Montana, enjoyed that inning. All right, 2-1 your score. Montana leading Giles County. We'll take a 60-second break here on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV. Thanks for tuning in on 95.9 Hank FM in Montana and on 106.7 WKSR in Giles County, Tennessee. Back after this.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Leading off for Glacier, Montana, number 10, Austin.
And welcome back to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. We head now to the top of the third inning. Glacier, Montana leading 2-1 over Giles County. It'll be the top of the order. And here with the call, Stanley G. Wilson.
All right. First pitch to Austin Greaves in there for a strike. Sam Hatfield on the mound for the Giles County bunch from Pulaski, Tennessee. Ball low. 1-1. Squaring around the bunt, pulls it back. Ball outside. 2-1 now. Green 0 for 1 with a ground out back in the first inning to lead the game off. That one's inside, low. 3-1's the count now. Nobody on base. First batter here in the top of the third inning. Montana leading 2-1 over Giles County. Ball outside. Hatfield loses him to a walk. So Green will be down at first base.
Coming to the plate for Glacier is number
We'll bring up
23,
Tom Helwig, the third baseman. Yeah, Wigg steps out, looks down to manager Chad Green. He's ready to go now. Austin Green gets a lead at first. Throw over there. Back in time easily. Fire to the plate in the dirt. Runner going, nose throw down. So Green will have it at second base. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position for Glacier, Montana now. The Pacific Northwest champions. There's a shot right back up the middle. Gibson gets to it, fires from behind the second base in time. Green thought about coming, and now they're going to throw it back behind him. Now they got him in a rundown between third and home. They throw it to home. Catcher, he almost falls down. Gets it back. Green still alive. They throw it in, and he's going to be safe. They call him safe as the ball got knocked out of his hands. That was Max Jett coming in from first base, and the ball gets knocked out of his hands. So Green getting caught in no man's land. He gets lucky to get the run here. They'll go up 3-1 now. Good play by Gibson behind second base to make the throw to first. And almost a bad decision by Austin Green, but he makes it work out by getting in the run. Vistado is up now. Shortstop for Glacier. Fouls that one straight back over our heads. Look out, folks.
Yeah, Stanley, some people call that lucky.
We need that window crash on the PA system to let people know that there's a foul ball coming.
That's right.
There's a chopper toward third. Was it throw over to the diamond? Just in time. Well, going to be closer than I thought it would be. A good play by Blade Matthews over there, picking it up and throwing him out.
Yeah, Matthews had to wait on that hop to come to him. They had to gun it over there. That's why you got somebody with an arm at third base for that reason right there.
There's a shot towards second. Backhanded. Nice stop. Throw to first in time. Good play there by Mac Young. Backhanding it in the hole. Picking it up, throwing him out at first base. So that'll do it for Montana, but they do score a run. They go up now 3-1, headed to the bottom of the third. You're listening to Exports Radio Network, 95.3 Hank FM in Montana, and 106.7 KSR in Pulaski. Back in a moment.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
And we welcome you back to Denver Trap Field, Bobby River Park in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Giles County stepping to the plate. They trail Montana 3-1. It will be Irwin. And then the top of the order, Hayes and Gibson for Giles County. First pitch is high for a ball, and here with the play-by-play, Stanley G. Wilson.
Next pitch coming inside. The music's still playing. Popped up out of play. And right on top of the fence and goes out of play.
At the plate for Giles County, number 4, David Irwin.
So Irwin's got a 1-1 count on him. David, the catcher for Giles County. Drew Scherer on the mound for Montana. He winds and he fires. That was popped straight up at home plate. Catcher calling for it, and he's got it. So Shriver comes out of his stance at catcher to make the play right in front of the pitcher's mound. So 1 out.
Well, it was a nice play, but that's the last person on the field. You want to make that play right there.
Yeah.
As he was halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Typically, that'll be a play made by the first baseman coming in. Just have a better angle, better sight line for it.
There's a shot by Hayes right to the second baseman. He drops it. Hayes scurrying down first base, and he's just out. Just out. That was a bang-bang play. As Green stopped it, it popped out of his glove. It was a line drive, and he was able to recover and throw a speedy Hayes out.
It was so close. Hayes made a jump at the last moment to try to stretch, and I think that extra jump.
There's a shot towards center field, and it's going to get down. Nope. Great catch right there. Caleb Meehan catching that ball, going to the ground. So Bryce Gibson gets robbed of a base hit, and we go to the top of the 4th inning. Your score remain Montana 3, Giles County 1. You're listening to the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV and 95.3 Hank FM and WKSR in Pulaski. Back in a moment.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name: Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Join us every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 for Exports Live, where locals go to talk sports. Pigskin Prognosticating 102 with Coach Lou returns this fall, along with extensive coverage of all 5 high schools in Lawrence and Giles County, including the Bobcats and Richland Raiders. It's Exports Live every Monday and Thursday from 4 to 6 only on the Exports Radio Network. Exports Live, where locals go to talk sports. Some great defensive plays for Montana in that last half inning, Stanley, as they maintain a 3-1 lead.
It was.
And it will be Colliday, Chuck Morrison, and Shriver first 3 up for Montana.
Well, the catcher, Shriver, coming out of his, making that catch in the infield.
All right, we got a pitching change. Andrew Morgan is on the mound now for Giles County.
And this call to the bullpen brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee in Lawrence and Giles County. Farm Bureau today. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup.
Well, I know my partners Kevin and Cam have been asking your response on Twitter. Where have you been watching these games? Let us know where you've been watching these games, on your big screen or maybe in a bar like
that was
Severe from Lawrenceburg and his buddy from Eau Claire. We're watching in Chicago on a big screen in a bar. So tweet us at Exports Radio a picture of your TV and where you're watching the game today. Give you a shout out on the air. Sorry, Stanley.
First pitch popped up in the center field. Hayes went back down. He's coming in under it, and he's got it for the first out of the inning.
Got all excited there.
And that was call a Chuck. He pops up to Hayes in center field. So Andrew Morgan, 1 pitch, 1 out here in relief. Morgan winds and he fires. Ball outside to Morrison. Matt Morrison, the first baseman for Glacier. 0 for 1 with a ground out today. Swung on a miss, strike one, evens it up at 1-1.
Well, this weather has really turned out nice this evening.
It has.
Tell you.
Hope it's like this the rest of the week. Now it's popped up to center field also. Hayes coming over toward right field. And he's battling the sun, but he gets it. Nice play by Hayes running it down. So 2 out now. Quickly here in the top of the 4th inning.
Folks, that was not easy. Hayes had to battle that sun. Had to run a long way and then, of course, communicate all at the same time. It may look fairly easy, but it was not. Nicely done, Miguel Hayes.
Quentin Shriver coming up, the catcher for Glacier. Here's the first pitch to him. Curveball stays upstairs, 1-0.
He grounded out to short his first time up in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1 today.
That one's in the dirt, back to the screen. 2-0 now.
Officially 1 for 2 in their 2+ games for Shriver.
Swung on a miss, strike one. Ball low. I hope the folks from Montana are enjoying this weather. I don't know about the humidity, though. Here's the wind of the pitch. Ball outside, ball 4. The driver's on at first base with a walk. 2 out, though, as Meehan comes up, the center fielder, playing a good center field out there for the Glacier, Montana team. Winners of the Pacific Northwest, playing the East Tennessee champs, Giles County from Pulaski. Ball outside, gets away from the catcher. Shriver's making his way down to second without a throw. Let's see, I think we got a new catcher also. I wish they'd give us the defensive changes instead of us having to guess at it. Strike in there. There's a comments card outside. Let me know, and I'll put that on there.
Right.
1-1. Curveball almost hit him, and they did say it did hit him, so he'll take his spot at first base. So a walk and a hit batsman get 2 runners on for Glacier in the first inning of work for Andrew Morgan of Giles County. Yeah, Blade Matthews has moved over from third to behind the plate. Strike on the outside corner. It was a strike, wasn't it? He signaled a strike. There's a flop pop-up toward left field. Shortstop going back out. Gibson got it, and that'll do it for Montana. They strand 2. Your score remain going to the bottom of the 4th. Montana 3, Giles County 1. You're listening to the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. You're listening to 95.9 Hank FM in Montana.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Why
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. JP Plant, Stanley Wilson with you here in the Parks Lumber broadcast booth. As this coverage on the Exports TV is brought to you in part by Valentine Enterprises and First Tennessee Bank. Up for Giles County, it'll be Matthews, Young, and Jett. And with the call, once again, Stanley Wilson.
All right, Blade Matthews moved to catcher in that last inning. He leads off here, pops it up in the infield. Who's calling for it? The second baseman, Green, coming in on the grass, and he's got it. 1 out, 1 pitch, 1 out. Well, Mac Young will step up. He's moved to third base now.
Yep.
Hey, we might have something going on here.
Maybe.
Hatfield is
at second.
Second base.
That's right.
So Young steps in here. Here's one, the first pitch to him. There's a shot toward right field, and it's going to be caught. Dave Chuck comes in and makes a nice catch, kind of slicing away from him.
He's made a couple of nice catches the last day and a half.
Yeah.
Out there in right field. Good-looking right fielder out there.
Well, people think right field's the spot you put your weakest player in, but not in this tournament.
No.
You got to put some good players out there. Ball outside. And the reason is because players don't pull the ball. Like a good hitting team will go with the pitch and hit to the opposite field. And you got to have a strong arm out there too. Ball low. 2-0 now. 2-0 pitch coming. Ball inside. See a bus leaving there.
Yeah.
And we're not on it.
I believe that's first class charters.
Ball low, so he gets a walk. So Max Jett will take his spot down at first base. Now to bring up Jason Hamilton, the left fielder for Giles County. He's winding pitch, ball outside. Winding the pitch, ball low. 2-0 now.
Stanley, an update from Tom Cruise Field. Sarasota, Florida leading Lake Jackson, Texas 7-3. So chanting SBC. Southern Brazoria County, Texas. It's close to Lake Jackson.
2-1 count, 2 out here. Here's the line of the pitch. Ball outside. Jason Hamilton, the batter. Max Jett down at first base. Throw over there, Jett back in time. Matt Morrison holding him for Glacier.
Stanley, I'm wondering, have you done something to upset our friend over there with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Mr. Gage Brown?
I don't hope not. Foul away. He was supposed to give us all the defensive changes, and we haven't been getting them in a timely fashion.
Yeah, well, if you were on Twitter, you might be beginning a Twitter war, as he tweeted out at Exports Radio. Stanley has a, quote, face perfect for radio.
There's a shot toward left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Jet round second, but he's got the hold right there. Hey, there's no argument about that now.
I'm right there in the same boat, my friend.
Although I can't wait for tomorrow. I get better looking every day.
There you go. Not a word from the peanut gallery. Wow.
I know.
I'm surprised.
Kyle just kind of keeps his mouth shut back there. There's a swing and fouled it off to the right side from Sam Hatfield. Starting pitcher for Giles County, now playing second base. He's got 2 runners on at first and second with 2 out. He's starting to feel really pleasant out here. Ball high. 1-1 count. 3-1. Montana with the lead over Giles County. Curveball misses inside.
Had him frozen.
2-1 now.
Texas coming back, by the way, Stanley, now 7-5. Still in the bottom of the second.
That could be a long game over there.
Kevin and Cam, they've had every long game of this World Series over at Tom Cruise Field.
Yeah, they had a 10-inning affair just before that with Texas and Giles County. It's 3-1 here, 2 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2 runners on. Here's a pitch. Swung on, popped up down the first base line. Morrison going over. Has he got room? No, it's just out of reach. So Hatfield stays alive. Full count. Fryer looks back to second, now fires to the plate. Curveball in there, strike 3, and he knew it. Well, that'll do it for Giles County. They leave 2 men on. Failed to score. Your score remains Montana 3, Giles County 1. You're listening to Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. Also listening to us in 95.9 Hank FM in Montana and WKSR in Pulaski. Back in a moment.
They say time is money. And if your life is any indication, they sure are right. That's why First Tennessee offers convenient online and mobile tools so you can bank whenever and wherever you like. The kind of time-saving services our neighbors in Middle Tennessee are looking for. Because there's always another game, coffee, meeting, dinner, project, weekend, errand, concert, date you need to get to. First Tennessee, serving the state for over 150 years.
And we welcome you back to Lawrenceburg and the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Denver Trap Field at Bobby Brewer Park. JP Plant, Stanley Wilson here with you. Montana leading Pulaski 3-1. We go to the top of the 5th. This game moving along, Stanley, as it will be Scherer for Montana, and then the top of the order with Green and Hellwig. All facing, I think that's still Morgan in the game for Giles County. Stanley?
All right, first pitch coming up here. There's a shot right over Gibson's head to the center field. Out to Hayes. Hayes overruns it, but not enough for the runner to advance. And that was Drew Scherer, the pitcher. So a base hit by Glacier. Gets a runner on here to lead off the top of the 5th inning. Austin Green steps up, top of the order now. Morgan looks over, Fires the plate, turns around to bunt, bunts it down the first base line. Morgan's only plays the first. He gets him there. And Scherer runs down to second base and in scoring position with one out now. So Montana playing small ball. We've noticed that out of them here the last couple of days.
And the light's starting to turn on at Denver Trapp Field. Cloud's getting a little darker.
It's because the sun's going down, JP.
Yeah, well, that too. It is
all
almost,
outside.
Yeah, it is almost 7 o'clock Central Time.
Tom Helwig, the third baseman. Runner at second. That one's fouled off to the right side. Out of play. Got to figure out what the count is here. We know it's one strike at least. That one's inside. 2-1. Now it's foul tipped at the plate. Evens it up at 2-2 now with one out. Glacier, Montana leading 3-1 over Giles County from Pulaski, Tennessee. There's a shot toward right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Scherer held up at second, and he's going to be held at third now. Scherer, I don't know if he lost track of the ball or thought it might have been caught. He held up at second base just enough to not be able to come home on that shot to right field. But now they've got runners at first and third with one out. And Bistodeau is coming up. Tarek playing shortstop for Glacier. There's a shot towards second. On the second base for the force out there on the first, not in time, and a run will score for Glacier. As Hatfield trying to turn the double play to Gibson. But that'll score Scherer. And they'll go up 4-1 now with two out here in the top of the fifth inning. And Max Smiley's coming up, left fielder, cleanup hitter for this bunch from Montana. He calls timeout at the plate and granted. Morgan back on the mound. Looks over to first, fires to the plate, and that hits him a curveball that didn't curve. So Smiley goes down wearing his Jackie Robinson number 42. Our cameraman AJ knows that number because he went to see the movie. You didn't have to have subtitles, did you? Here's the wind of the pitch. Ball outside. 2 out here, 1-0 count. Holiday Chuck up to bat here. Pitch to Logan, popped up out of play to the right side. We've mentioned his fielding, but he's 1 for 2 here today with a single and a flyout. One pitch coming up. Shot toward right field. It's going to be fair, and it's going to get down, and he could run for a while. 1 run is in. 2 runs are going to score. Logan headed to third. Here's a relay throw, and it hits him in the back, and he's going to go home now. And he's going to get a big high five from everybody. He took a pitch from the outside part of the plate, JP, and just pounced it down the right field line, and that ball took off down to that 336 mark.
Yeah, and Carden was playing fairly shallow and maybe shade a little bit towards center. Had no chance of getting that one. Drive perfectly placed. And the ball hit him right in the back and rolled all the way to the fence and allowed him to score. So a pseudo inside the park home run. Triple with an error.
Ryan Thompson's going to pitch hit for Morrison here. Thompson played in that first game today. Left-hander comes up with 2 out. Ground ball back up the middle. Gibson has it at short, throws on the first in time. And that'll do it for Montana, where they score 4 big runs in the top of the 5th to take a 7-1 lead over Giles County. You're listening to the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. Back in a moment.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown, where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
And welcome back to Bobby Brewer Park, Denver Trap Field, as we get ready for inning number 5, the bottom half of the inning. And Giles County coming up, Sam Carden, David Irwin, and top of the order. First 3 up. Share still in for Montana, and once again here with the call, Stanley.
Carden pops it up, second base, Austin Green calling for it, and he's in the outfield grass and makes the out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Giles County trying to get back in this ball game, trailing 7-1.
Well, Stanley, we got a photo from Whitefish, Montana. Rebecca Anderson. She says good luck to Kit, Jake, and Becky. Anderson all watching from their home.
That was popped up down the right field line. And caught. Thompson, who just checked into the ball game at first base, makes the catch in foul territory. So 2 pitches and 2 outs. And Shear's rocking right along here. Now Miguel Hayes will come up.
Looks like a cabin up in Whitefish.
We didn't have all this in 1978.
No. It's like a nice place up there.
I think you had to go to the game to find out what was going on. Ball high. 1-0. Over at the old Flanagan Field, 1978 World Series. Strike called.
Did you come up for that?
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
Yep. I was only 3 years old, though.
Did you come in 81?
I don't remember coming in 81. That one's fouled off. Out of play. I did come in 78. I was 15 years old, and I came up with my mom and dad, and we knew some folks up here. They used to go out to eat like every Saturday night.
Your parents were from up here, right? Didn't they live up here?
Yeah, they're from Lawrence County.
Or their grandparents, or your grandparents lived up here, right?
Well, my grandparents and my parents are from here, so got a lot of folks that I'm related to some way. That one just misses. Shearer thought it was his last strike, but it goes 2-2 now with 2 out.
Any of them claim you? You're related to?
Not the rich ones. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Now that'll do it for Giles County in their half of the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th. Your score, Montana 7, Giles County 1. You're listening to Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. Glad to have our friends in Montana listening to us on 95.9 Hank FM, and our friends in Pulaski listening to us on 106.7 WKSR. Back in a moment.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
There are many reasons to see Lawrence County, Tennessee. See it for the nature. See it for the culture. See it for the history. See it for the recreation. See it live. Lawrence County, Tennessee. Simple pleasures, natural treasures. For more information on Lawrence County tourism, visit sealawco.com or contact the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome back to Lawrenceburg, Tennessee in the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. I'll let you know our portable power. The 2015 World Series is made possible by our Rent Right in Lawrenceburg, located on Buffalo Road. Providing our power to our generators to get power to the cameras. Can't do it without them. All right, top of the sixth. Shriver up to bat for Montana. First pitch from Morgan. Driven to the left side. Gibson up and bounces in front of. Who's at first now, Stanley?
That's Gibson.
Gibson, okay.
I can't.
Crockett Gibson, there we go.
Yes, thank you.
He checked in there, and the ball was a low throw, so an error on the throw. That's the first error we've seen from Gibson. He's been solid up to this point. He's made at least 6 or 7 putouts today.
Yeah, he threw that one in the dirt. Crockett could come up with it.
Now Gage is telling us. And we got a pitch runner. Is that what happened, or are they just announcing the?
I think
change it first.
I think he's announcing the change.
Okay.
He's a little late, like we are.
Oh boy. Got another group watching this game up in Montana. Whitefish. Ray Queen up there, the president of the Babe Ruth League. They're just talking about the rain. They need the rain desperately there. They've got some forest fires, some smoke hanging around that they could use some rain.
Clear that out.
Yep. There's a pop-up on the right side. Shallow right field. Carden coming in and going out. And conflicting with the catch as it falls through for a base hit right in the perfect spot for me.
Call that a hustle error. They're going to give him a hit, though.
That's the right thing. It was in the perfect spot.
It was. It was hard to get to. That one gets away.
And at the plate is Brandon Thomas. And with that pass ball, runners move up to second and third.
JP, you can tell it on these guys' face right here. They've just got out of that 10-inning game. Now they're down 7-1, and they're just like struggling to get through these innings right now. You got a feel for the Giles County bunch.
Pitch to Thomas, low for a ball.
But it's just what the doctor ordered for Montana.
That's right.
They need a win. They're going to take advantage of the situation.
Pitch is low, makes it 3-0. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Pitch is fouled away. That pitch, yep.
Misses.
And a walk.
They got the bases loaded here in the top of the 6th.
That'll bring up Drew Scher.
Batting number 31, Drew Scher.
They need 4 runs here to get to the 10-run rule. Of course, they got to give Giles County another opportunity.
Pitch is going to be low and outside. Ball 1. Shriver at third. Meehan at second. Brandon Thomas is at first. Bases are loaded. And nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Pitch is outside.
One and one count.
And now 1-2. Starting to smell the wafting of those bologna sandwiches.
Oh, I thought
Stanley.
I thought it was me.
No, no, God, no.
Been here all day.
1-2 the count. There's a line drive in the right center field from Scher. 1 run will score in Shriver. Meehan rounding third. He'll score. And holding at third is Thomas. And a 2 RBI single for Drew Scher. And it's 9-1 Montana.
He's trying to get our first volunteer bank player of the game right there. He's had some big hits in this game.
And he's on the mound doing a great job.
This will bring the top of the order up. And this call to the bullpen by Pulaski, brought to you by Farm Bureau of Tennessee in Lawrence and Giles County. Call Farm Bureau today and get your insurance checkup. So we're going to have a new pitcher, JP.
All right, while we'll take a break and get you who the new pitcher is. We'll take a 60-second break across our network, a 60-second break. You're listening to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, 95.9 Hank FM and 106.7 WKSR in Pulaski. Back in 1 minute. In the hearts of
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of an incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
And we're back, and Austin Green, the hitter for Dallin Harris. And Harris's first pitch hits Green square in the back. And he'll get down to first. That'll load the bases.
Number 23, Tom Hellhead at the plate.
There's a drive into right center field. That's going to get down, may get to the wall. 1 run will score in Thomas. Scher rounding third. Right behind him is Green. And a base clearing double for Thomas Hellwig. It's 12-1 Montana.
Hellwig went with the other way that time and just pounded it out there to right center field.
Now batting number 7, Eric Bistodeau.
Bistodeau steps up here.
And the first pitch to him is going to be a ball out. 1-0 the count.
Now Montana's got enough runs here with 9 in this inning. They go up 12-1, so they've got the 10-run rule in effect here. Of course, Giles County gets their last chance to bat. There's a shot to left center field. It's going to get down.
Yep, that will score another run, make it 13-1. Montana waking up here on a Sunday evening in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
They get 10 runs, so they're going to have the flashing number on the 5th inning here.
That's right.
Or 6th inning, I'm sorry, the 6th inning.
And
Smiley up.
Getting behind on my scorekeeping.
A foul ball hit somebody. Hope everybody's okay.
Pitch is popped up on the infield, now drifting foul. Crockett Gibson has it for the first out of the inning.
Number 14, Logan.
Colliday Chuck is at the plate for Montana in a 13-1 ball game over Giles County. There's a drive into center field. Back going Hayes. He makes the catch. And retreating back to first is Bistido.
At the plate, number 99, Ryan Thompson.
So Ryan Thompson comes into the ball game, at the batter's box, I should say, from the left side, wearing number 99. His first pitch is popped up out of play.
I'm telling you, we need that crashing of the glass. Warn people.
Russ Brewer yelling it out there, heads up. Our public address announcer.
Well, you're standing around the concourse just talking to your friends, and all of a sudden a stray ball comes in there.
Pop up back our way.
That's going to be right over. Ooh, right in front of us.
Foul ball's going everywhere.
Look out. Where's my net?
That's right. Bring your glove to the ballpark. That one got away a little bit from Harris. It's outside for a ball, 1-1. There's a ground ball to the right side. Hatfield up with it. Over to Gibson in time to retire Montana in this long 6th inning. They get 10 runs. And they take a 13-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th. And we'll have that for you when we return to Lawrenceburg, the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the X Sports Radio Network. Back in 60 seconds.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You gotta come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
And we welcome you back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. JP Plant, Stanley Wilson here with you. Montana, a couple of big innings, the 5th and 6th, 10 runs in those 2 innings combined. They lead at 13-1 over Giles County Tennessee.
Yeah, they scored 10 runs in the last 2 innings. I was giving them credit for more than that in 1 inning, but they'll take it 13-1.
There's a little chopper. Actually, a line drive, if you will, and Hellwig grabs it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th.
At the plate, number 10, Blaine Matthews.
So 2 more outs, and this game will be over. 10-run rule. That one's fouled away.
I'll have to face mask of Scherer. He's like, man, I've been out here all day. You got to do this on the last inning.
And we told you either in this game or the one before that Buddy Ray Queen back in Montana, the president of Babe Ruth, was a winning pitcher in the 1983 Babe Ruth World Series, the first Montana team to make it to the World Series. That pitch has popped up. Drew Scherer going to call it and does a basket catch.
He really mazed it out there,
yep,
right in front of the home plate.
Hey, whatever works, I guess. And if this decision holds, though, Drew Scherer will join Ray Queen Stanley as the only 2 starting pitchers to record a win in Montana Babe Ruth baseball history in the World Series. How about that?
That's great.
I think Ray's getting a little misty-eyed back in Montana. His streak is over. There's a long fly ball into right field, and it is foul. 0-1 the count. Looking ahead, Giles County will play actually,
I think they're
this
done.
This is their last game.
Yep,
You're
pool
right.
play.
This is their last game in pool play. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Montana's got another one coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, they play Texas, 5:30, right here on Denver Trap Field. So we'll see Texas Stanley for the first time. Pitch is low for a ball. It's the last team I think the last team we haven't seen. Oh, we haven't seen Pennsylvania either.
Nope.
Not yet. We will tomorrow.
We'll get both.
Or actually, we will tonight.
Yeah, I think they come on after this
That's
one,
right.
don't they?
Yeah, we got Massachusetts and
Pennsylvania.
I believe you're right.
That may be a pretty good ball game.
Strike 3 called, and that will be it, your ball game. Montana wakes up the bats, and they 10-run rule Giles County 13-1 and get the first win in this World Series. And Giles County's run at the 2015 World Series will come to an end as they finish pool play 0-4 as the East Tennessee champs. Stay with us. We'll have post-game coverage with some final stats, player of the game, and other particulars. We return to Lawrenceburg on the Exports Radio Network, Exports TV, Hank FM on 95.9 in Kalispell, Montana, and on 106.7 WKSR in Pulaski. Stay with us. We'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes with the post-game coverage at the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series after this.
Whether you're an all-star athlete or a weekend warrior, don't let pain keep you out of the game. At Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, our orthopedic, spine, and sports medicine experts care for athletes and average folks alike. We're your hometown orthopedics and sports medicine team. Orthopedic excellence has a new name, Southern Tennessee Orthopedic and Spine Centers, Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Winchester.
Why do people all over the Tennessee Valley love Story and Lee furniture?
I haven't found anything in the whole Tennessee Valley that's the size of Story and Lee.
We know when we come into Story and Lee, we're going to get good quality furniture. We know we're going to get a great price.
With over 144,000 square feet of furniture to choose from, it's the largest furniture store in the Tennessee Valley.
When we go look other places, we always wind up back here for a better buy.
You got to come see Story and Lee.
Story and Lee Furniture in Leoma, Tennessee.
Main Street Lawrenceburg is proud to support the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Downtown is in the midst of incredible revitalization led by Daryl Valentine and the Main Street Board in an effort to make downtown the heartbeat of the city. Come join us downtown where you'll find many shops and restaurants for folks of all ages, streets full of history, and much more. Visit MainStreetLawrenceburgTN.com. On behalf of Daryl Valentine and myself, April Judkins, Main Street Lawrenceburg Director, we hope to see you downtown.
Develop a strong, clean, healthy body, mind, and soul. Develop a strong urge for sportsmanlike conduct. Develop understanding of and respect for the rules. Develop courage in defeat, tolerance and modesty in victory. Develop control over emotions and speech. Develop into real, true citizens.
At the Babe Ruth League, we are not only developing the next generation of ball players, we are developing the next generation.
From Lawrenceburg and the
Welcome back to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. Montana, big winners over Giles County 13-1 as they get their first win of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. And time to take a look at some of our post-game particulars. Stanley Wilson, take it away.
All right, our first volunteer player of the game is going to be a trifecta. Drew Shire is going to be our first volunteer bank player of the game. He struck out 6, walked only 1, and gave up 1 run. The Casino Real play of the game. Casino Real play of the game brought to you by Casino Real, the home of authentic Mexican taste. And Drew Shire, let's go back to his batting right here and show you that stat here. He had 3 at-bats officially, and he had 2 hits for 2 runs, and he had a big double, I believe, and got the 2 RBIs.
Right.
So that's the play of the game. And the save of the game, it's brought to you by YouSave Car and Truck Rental, where you always have a choice. YouSave Car and Truck Rental, the official rental car company of the Exports Radio Network and the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series. And Drew Shire, again, going with a complete game. He didn't need anybody to help him out.
That's right.
So he goes the full distance, and congratulations to Drew on a fine game and getting the win for Montana, but also becoming the second starting pitcher in Montana history to get a win in the World Series.
Yes, it was an outstanding performance from Drew Share, and congratulations to him on that task. All right, let's take a look at our Vision Center final look at your stats, brought to you by Vision Center in Lawrenceburg, Dr. J. Chapman. First, for the victorious Montana from Glacier, Montana team, Austin Green went 0 for 1, did score 2 runs in his 4 plate appearances. Tommy Hellwig, big night, 3 for 4, had 3 RBIs for Hellwig. Bistodeau went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Smiley went 0 for 3, did score a run. Logan Holidaychuk went 2 for 4, had 3 RBIs for him. And Morrison 0 for 3, Quentin Shriver 0 for 2, scored a run. Scoring a run was Caleb Meehan and went 2 for 2. Luke Schweiger 0 for 2. And Drew Shire, as Stanley mentioned, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. For Giles County, Miguel Hayes 0 for 3 tonight in his 3 plate appearances. 1 for 3 for Bryce Gibson, did score a run. 0 for 3 for Blade Matthews, same for Mac Young. 0 for 1 for Max Jett. 1 for 2 for Jason Hamilton. And Sam Hadfield 0 for 2, as was Sam Carden and David Irwin. And those are your stats. Stanley, only 2 hits allowed by Share, as he did a fantastic job today pitching and shutting down the Giles County team coming off that 10-inning game with Texas. And after the long game last night against California, where they didn't get off the field till after midnight. So a long day and a half, if you will, for Giles County. But 0-4 in pool play, and that will not qualify them for the championship bracket, which begins Tuesday. But Giles County coming in and having the opportunity to be able to play in this World Series so close to home and hosting the state championship. They won it and qualified them to come here. I know had to be a great experience. We talked to, as we mentioned earlier, talked to them, several of them on Exports Live a week and a half ago, and they were so excited. And I hope that they thoroughly enjoyed their time in this experience at the Babe Ruth World Series.
I hope they do too. I mean, they're disappointed they didn't come out better result-wise, but they were able to be competitive in some games here. And tough loss today, that 10-inning. Once all the disappointment goes away, they'll be looking back on this as an experience that they can remember the rest of their lives.
Yeah, without question. So want to wish them well as they move on and what they have left. Of course, a lot of those will be playing high school baseball for Giles County. We expect that baseball team to continue to improve and be a force in their district. And we will, of course, carry some of those games coming up on the Exports Radio Network later in the spring as we look ahead. All right, let's take a look, Stanley, at our State Farm tournament recap as the late games tonight.
Oops, there's
at least
a foul
right
ball.
here. Yep. Let's close that window. We got coming up here on Denver Trap Field. It is Fargo, North Dakota versus Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So we'll have that game. 7:30 was the initial start time, but as you can tell, we're a little bit behind. So probably be close to 8 o'clock before we get that one started tonight. And then going on right now, it is 10-5, Florida over Texas. That game in the fourth. And later on that field, Tom Cruise Field, will be Pittsfield, Massachusetts, and West End, Pennsylvania. Looking ahead to tomorrow's games for Montana, they play again back here at Denver Trap Field. And that's every game for them here on Denver Trap, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And they'll be taking on the team from Lake Jackson, Texas, and Southern Brazoria County, as that game will start around 5:30 tomorrow evening, 5:30 Central Time tomorrow. First game on Tom Cruise Field on Monday will be Westchester, California versus Sarasota, Florida. And then the second game at Tom Cruise Field will be North Dakota and Massachusetts. And then the nightcap here on Denver Trap Field, the host team Lawrenceburg back in action versus West End, PA. First pitch scheduled for around 8 p.m. on Monday night. All right, final thoughts, Stanley, as we say goodbye to Giles County in their 2015 World Series, and we'll see Glacier, Montana again tomorrow. But final thoughts tonight.
Well, Glacier's still in it. They got to win tomorrow for sure, and may need some help from some other folks, but they're still in it. So congratulations to them, and congratulations on a great year by Giles County to get it this far and get to the World Series. Well said. All right, we look forward to following a lot of these young athletes from Giles County in the coming years on the Exports Radio Network. All right, thanks for tuning in to the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. Operations Manager is Ben Luna. Director was Kyle Johnson. Studio Engineer was Paula Walker. For Stanley Wilson, I'm J.P. Plant, reminding you, stay tuned. Coming up in about 25 minutes from now, we will get you set for Fargo, North Dakota, and Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and it's only on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. So long for now from Lawrenceburg and Denver Trap Field, home of the 2015 Babe Ruth World Series on the Exports Radio Network and Exports TV. We'll be back in about 20 minutes.